everyone, and welcome to this behind the scenes look at the making of a hyperlapse video in the heart of London. I'm Dean Odell, a magician and mind reader with a passion for photography, and today I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my London hyperlapse videos. Hello, well I'm back in London today. Earlier in the week I was down here for a few days to see the boss, the Bruce Springsteen, at the British Summertime Festival. Well, I'm back in London today. The wife has gone to see a South African artist perform and sing, so I thought I'd give it a bit of an opportunity for me to take some photographs. And so I'm here in central London, just by Tower Bridge at the moment. The plan for today really is to take some hyperlapse photos, so kind of like time lapses but with a bit of movement, both here at Tower Bridge and then a little bit further. And sort of the Millennium Bridge with St Paul's is the plan. It's the first time I've ever tried to do a hyperlapse, so yeah, looking forward to the kind of going through the process and also just having the opportunity to be in London and to take some photographs. So the idea with this shot and this hyperlapse was to end here with Tower Bridge at the end, and then yeah, sort of travel all the way down this sort of route behind me. You've got two buildings either side, a kind of nice symmetry either side, and also there's a straight line path that allows me to keep a straight line when taking each of these photos. So the idea with the hyperlapse is that I take a photo, I move forward a bit, then I take another photo, and I take over, I can't remember how many I took of this bit here, but over 100 different photographs. Able to follow this line, you can just see here behind me, and yeah, gave me a reference point to carry on with the photos, and made sure I kind of stayed in a bit of a straight line. So I walked all the way down, and you can see kind of the end result that I'm aiming for is Tower Bridge up here. Tower Bridge. So this is Editing Dean here. This footage was actually taken about 6 months ago, and I'd forgotten I'd even taken it. So let's take a look at the final result of my first attempt at a hyperlapse at Tower Bridge in London. So what did you think to that, my first attempt at a hyperlapse? Let me know in the comments down below, I'd really appreciate your thoughts. So just to explain the process a little better, a hyperlapse is a technique in time-lapse photography where the camera is not stationary, but instead it moves over a certain distance to create a sense of motion and a compressed passage of time. Unlike traditional time-lapse videos where the camera is typically fixed on a tripod, hyperlapses involve capturing images while the camera moves through the scene. So in this example I kept it quite simple. For my first attempt I had the path I wanted to travel and I had my focus point, which was Tower Bridge. So I also knew that if I wanted to take a 10-second clip, for example, at 25 frames per second, I would then need to take 250 photos to get that, which also means I needed to be 250 steps back from my finish point. So it's important to plan out your hyperlapses beforehand. One thing I did realise when I got the photos back into the editing software was that I moved a little bit too quickly and didn't always have sharp focus on Tower Bridge, so the end result isn't as crisp as I would have personally liked. I also had a lot of fun with adding some further movement to the hyperlapse in post, where I was able to zoom in and rotate the video, which was also able to add in a little sound design to the clip, as you will see. It's also worth saying that there's a lot of post work required to get to this final result looking like it does. You will need to stabilise the footage, and it's also really useful to add in a little motion blur, which really helps with the effect of that motion. There are a lot of other video tutorials out there that go into depth into this with your specific editing software. Let's now take a look at my second attempt, which was just a little walk from Tower Bridge over to the Millennium Bridge, where my focus point this time was St Paul's Cathedral. You'll notice that this one was made specifically with Instagram in mind, hence why I shot this in portrait this time, and I'm really happy with how this turned out, and well worth the time that it took to put together. And this is very much a time-consuming process, but well worth it. And if you are looking for a quicker solution, then I have recently bought the new DJI Pocket 3, which I've misplaced. Here it is, right in front of me, right here. And which has an inbuilt hyperlapse feature, as well as object tracking, which I think will really help with an upcoming trip that I'm taking to Paris, where I'm hoping to take a few more hyperlapses. So watch out for those coming soon, and then I can go into a bit more depth into how I use that to create some really cool hyperlapse videos, which don't take quite as much time.
So yeah, just for comparison, I've just recorded a couple of short time lapses. So these are static images that are taken every kind of 3 seconds, whereas the difference with that between a hyperlapse is that I moved one step forward, kept on a focus point, and then took another photo, whereas the time lapses are kind of a static image. So that was my first attempt at some hyperlapses. The first one at St Paul's Cathedral didn't go quite well. I kind of overexposed it, and also by the time I'd sort of travelled over the bridge, you couldn't see the people. Decided to start again, so halfway from the bridge all the way up to St Paul's Cathedral. I also did that vertically rather than usual horizontal, so again the camera came a bit heavy at the end, and yeah, let me know what you think to the whole kind of process, and yeah, what you think to these clips. So also the idea is to put a bit of movement into my photos, so as well as the hyperlapses, I want to try some longer exposure kind of photos to get a little bit of movement around. There's lots of people about at the moment, so just trying to capture a little bit of that movement through blurring of motion and things like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
And there you have it. Creating a hyperlapse in London is all about blending technical precision with creative vision. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes glimpse. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. And thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.